Hi, my name is Oluwasegun Ajayi, speaking for Teptv, and today we'll be looking at the Nigerian economic situation. To get a background to this, we need to understand one thing, that Nigeria has actually never been economically superb. The country has had a few things in our favor, and I'll list those three things for us. Number one, oil. Lots of oil. So Nigeria has always been known for having lots of crude oil. Number two, a strong currency. The Naira has been relatively strong when you compare with other currencies around the world. And number three, lavish spenders. Lavish spenders, and I mean no offense. We have lavish spenders in Nigeria. No offense. However, when the oil prices gradually began to fall, we started seeing the deficiencies in leadership. Number one, we saw ridiculous stories like snake swallowing money, baboon swallowing money, the Accountant General office getting bonds. We also started seeing judiciary announcing, for example, the fourth position in an election as the winner of an election. We saw the judiciary announcing somebody who did not even bother contesting in an election becoming the governor in a state in the riverine area that I will mention. And many more shenanigans. Now, the reason why Nigeria faces so much issues now is because of the inherent carefree life. And this is beginning to have repercussions. So Nigerians are known to have this carefree life where we don't take many things serious. And because we don't take many things serious, life is now taking us more serious. I'll give you practical examples. For example, number one, see many persons who are complaining about the elections, and that's the election of 2023, and that INEC possibly, that's the electoral body, possibly sold the results to the current president. However, most persons complaining either do not have their voters' cards, no apologies, or did not even vote. And then some persons even believe that the election days are public holidays to play footballs, while others who came to vote see it as an opportunity to collect free cash. And then just to thumbprint for politicians. So thumbprint for politicians, collect your 10k, collect your 5k. I even heard that in the last Edo governorship election, somebody drove in his car to come and thumbprint only to collect 20,000 naira. Well, that's another matter for another day. But you understand what I mean when I say Nigerians have a very carefree life. We don't take things serious, or we tend not to take many things serious. So now, when you look at the situation, you just tell yourself, may the best briber win, because apparently the person with the more cash and can bribe more persons end up winning those elections. Of course, many persons who do not participate in the elections at all either said, why didn't you get your PVC? Oh, the queue was too long. Or then you ask them, why didn't you get your PVC? And then they said they were discouraging them. They told them to come back the next day to come and collect their PVC, and they cannot continue queuing up every day for their PVCs. Or then when you ask, or you say that there's no need to vote, they already know who is going to win the election, so why should I stress myself? So when you put all of these factors together, you tend to see the fact that we might have a very nonchalant situation in Nigeria. Of course, the second example I'll give you is to further prove the carefree lifestyle of the average Nigerian. You would see that most will prefer to go to already established countries, and no offenses, of course, whether you want to travel to the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and the rest of the likes. You prefer to go to the established countries and then you begin a life there. You don't mind starting afresh from those established countries rather than build their own country. Well, some persons have more valid reasons than some, but at the end of the day, many persons just feel it as an easier opportunity to get life better, if I'll use that word. So when you put all these factors together, you discover that rather than go through the sweat, it's easier to possibly just go to where things are easy, life follow, chill beside the beach, and life is soft. So while you can say that this is some of the challenges that Nigerians have, it also poses out their biggest strengths, which is adaptability. Nigerians can adapt to the best and to the worst of life. And maybe that is why some people say that this skill, as much as it has brought Nigeria many success, it has also been the epitome of our current failings. Why? Because in many European countries, or even some fellow African countries, the current shenanigans going on in the country with respect to our leaders might not have been taken lightly. But you see, Nigerians find it easier to just sit down and then just hope that tomorrow will be better. So, let's go back to Nigeria's economic situation. And we would like to look at those three things we mentioned at the beginning. Number one, we mentioned that Nigeria has oil, lots of it. Number two, we said that Nigeria has a strong currency. And number three, we said that Nigeria has lavish spenders. I mean no offense once again. So the first big issue with Nigeria's pretentious economy, and because the current regime has not been able to get the love or the luck that it got for previous regimes, it has decided to put the nakedness of Nigeria's economy in public. And number one issue actually is the insincerity with respect to crude oil that has increased the price of petrol almost 4 times. So now Nigerians possibly would not want to complain, but now that the petrol cost has been from like 197 in the last regime, I think that was the highest officially, to about 900 and something, which is like 4 times, 5 times the price, you begin to see Nigerians speak out. And the economy is also speaking out as well, meaning that the cost of production has gone up by at least 4 times. The second problem, which this one more has to do with the strong currency, is that the same regime actually decided to devalue the currency by almost 300%. So in the same regime, you decide that the cost of petrol increases by 4 times. In the same regime, you decide to devalue the currency, strong currency that you had going for you, by at least 300%. And thereby, it exposed the problems with the country in respect to being import dependent. Nigeria imports virtually many things and everything. That the running joke back in the years was that even the toothpick and the matchbox that was used in Nigeria was not produced in Nigeria, and were comfortable. Now that the prices have gone up, now that the naira has been devalued, those things are beginning to bite hard, where a loaf of bread is actually going for almost 2,000 naira, if not more. Now, the third part, or you could say finally, the same regime actually decided to have the largest cabinet in Nigerian history. Number one is Nigerians are very wonderful spenders. You can say lavish spenders. And then somebody decided to make sure that his cabinet had a lot of lavish spenders. So when you put those three things together, you discover the reason why Nigeria is in the current economic situation that it has. And when you also look at the fact that, or to give more credence to the fact that we spend lavishly, the First Lady actually organized an event, and then someone went home with 25 million naira for designing a fabric which she called the Fabric for National Unity. It's in local palace like an Ankara, which was basically, according to her, it will be something that will unite the country. And I had to ask myself a question: how does a fabric solve the economic situations of the country? Like I said, the winner went home with 25 million naira. You could also imagine that the event, of course, based on good lavish spending, would have also cost maybe another 50 million naira. And some persons would have walked home with big cash in their big bags. Anyways, also, you could also look at the case of the vice presidents who actually went to the United Nations General Assembly and was asking for debt forgiveness. Now, the problem with the person who is asking for debt forgiveness is that you came to meet persons whom their leaders flew into the assembly in commercial planes. They booked moderate hotels where they could at least spend a few days and then get back to their countries. Whereas you, who is begging for debt forgiveness, came in exotic private jets and booked Manhattan-esque hotels with some spare tires to just keep you company and for entertainment. Won't say more than that. So when you ask yourself a question, how do you actually forgive the debts of a rich man? You can put your comments in the comment section below. Well, in summary, I hope Nigeria gets on its feet economically soon, but sadly, it's not happening soon. And not like this. We can turn to our religious centers for prayers, but right now, it appears that Nigeria needs more than prayers. We might be lacking wisdom. Alright, please let me know what you think about the video today. You can please drop your comment section below if you like this kind of stuff. You can please just give it a thumbs up, and of course you can subscribe if you are not subscribed, so that whenever we have videos like this, you would get notified. Thank you once again. My name remains Oluwasegun Ajayi, speaking for Teptv. Bye for now.